Welcome everybody. I will talk about the Agile mindset, and intentionally I put mindset because for me Agile is a mindset, and I will show you in this video that it is a mindset. The content of this video and this session is about Agile and Waterfall, what's the difference, and the Agile manifesto and the principles, and the Scrum workflow, Scrum roles, Scrum values, and then the MVP, then the earliest testable product, and then conclusion and calling for action. Okay, so when I started my software journey like 22 years back, I worked in waterfall projects. It is like sequential, linear. We started with requirements, then design. We usually in waterfall you start with requirements, then design, then implementation, then verification, then maintenance. But in Agile, you are doing all these in an iterative manner almost at the same time. So this is the difference. So you are doing all this in iterative, small chunks and iteratively. I'm copying this table difference between waterfall and agile from a book called Coaching Agile Teams. The author is Agile Guru. She's an agile coach, Lisa Adkins, and she distinguished between waterfall and agile as a plan-driven and value-driven. I cannot talk about all these differences in this video because it will be too long. I will talk only about one or two, and I will leave the remaining in the Software Professional Jumpstart. So simply, we can plan in waterfall. We can plan the work and work the plan. It is upfront heavy planning, and the plan to be created in the beginning before you start. On the contrary, in the value-driven projects, Agile, which is manifested by Agile, there is light-weighted planning, and it is iteratively. We are creating a plan, a heavy, light-weighted plan, and it is It is a live document which is incrementally updated. Because planning is essential, plans are useless because they will change anyway. Then, as you know, in each project there are three triple constraints: time, scope, and cost. So here there is a trade-off between all of these. But in Agile, we usually only we fix the time and budget, and the scope will change. And in my project, which I was a project manager or a scrum master, I usually, based on this principle or based in this concept, I fix the deadline with my customers, but I play with the content. Everything will be fixed except the content. Then I will talk here about the Agile Manifesto because I am driven by values and principles in my projects. I like to focus on these things because these are crucial to understand Agile. So the first manifesto, it is individual and interaction is over process and tools. Yes, process and tools are good, but more important that there is individual and the priority is to individuals and interactions. Then working software over comprehensive documentation. At the end of the day, the customer cares about that we have a working software. And then there has been even changes. It is like services in production, not only working software. And then the other manifesto is about the customer, collaboration over contract negotiation, and then responding to a change over following a plan. Why Agile Manifesto? Why Manifesto is more important? Because if there is any conflict, let's say you discuss with someone and he told you, or he or she told you that we have the plan already. So why you are bringing us such a change? You can tell them responding to a change is more important than following a plan. Don't we agree this in the Agile Manifesto? And there are 12 principles in Agile. In this video, I cannot talk about, it might take 2 hours to talk about these principles. And even in the course itself, I will just talk about something. I will talk about 1 or 2 principles in this video. One of the principles which I like is number 10. Why I like it? It took me like 1 week to understand it. It is called simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not being done is essential. What does it mean? It means now as a team or as a person, you will be flooded with many requirements and asks. So your role here to make your life simple and easy is to filter out in the beginning the input which is coming to you. So you need to reduce the amount which should be done, or increase the amount of the things which are the things which should not be done. So this is the idea. And then self-organizing teams emerges architectures, requirements, and design. And for me, because we will establish teams inside our course, our main philosophy here with establishing team that it is self-organized. The team is managing by itself. We will discuss further about this topic. Then one of the Agile methodology is Scrum. This is what we will use in Agile, and this is a terminology copied from rugby, the sport game, in US. And here is the workflow. There are different roles. I will explain a little bit after a moment. We have the product owner, the team, the Scrum Master, and we have a product backlog, we have sprint planning, we have sprint backlog, we have the deliverables and the sprint end date. What's happening in all these activities? What's going on with the ceremonies with the team? Every day, the team will have a daily meeting, a daily stand-up meeting. What they are doing there, they need to answer 3 questions. What have you done? What are you planning to do? And are there any impediments? This is a quick feedback. You will get a feedback immediately on a daily basis. And impediments, blockers will be visible so that you take quick actions. Then you will have a sprint planning. It is mentioned here. You will have a sprint as a team. You will have a sprint planning every sprint. Let's say every sprint every sprint is 1 week or 2 weeks. At the beginning of each sprint, you have sprint planning. At the end, you will have a sprint review where you will discuss, you will make a demo, and you will make a sprint retrospective, which is to take continuous improvement actions. Scrum has values. Why I am focusing here? Because this is the guidance, this is the compass, this is the North Star for the team to talk about the principles and the values. And there are 5 values: focus, courage, respect, and openness and commitment. Let's take like the respect. It means that you are respectful for every team members, their capabilities, their ideas, their way of thinking. So we respect each other so that we have a psychological safety environment. And courage, let's take courage. Courage, for example, you have the courage to do mistakes, to fail. You have the courage to share your opinion, and so on. I will explain more later in the course. Then Scrum roles, we have the product owner. The main role of the product owner is to prioritize and to define the backlog, which is manifested by user stories and epics. And then we have the Scrum Master. He's the facilitator. He or she is the facilitator, the agile coach, the ice curler, the change agent. I will explain more because I was a Scrum Master for a long time. I am really emotionally attached with such a role. It is really an important role. And then the development team, we will have developers, we will have test engineers, we will have architects. In some teams, for me, I never had a team where they have business analysts, but they are claiming in Agile team we should have business analyst. So these are the roles in the Scrum team. Okay, now we discussed about Agile, the Scrum roles, difference between Waterfall and Agile. I will talk about the concept of vertical versus horizontal slicing. So let's take, we have a cake. Usually, I don't know if it is usually, even always, when you have a cake, when you eat a cake, we will have a vertical slicing so that you will get a taste from everything, the chocolate, the vanilla, the cake itself, so that you taste everything. You will not take a horizontal like slices from the cake. Yes. So inspired by this idea, so in let's take as a metaphor, as a metaphorical example about the car. So if you want to build a car, you will not go to the customer and give them a wheel, then two wheels, then the body, then the wheels. They will not be satisfied, as you can see here. The customer is not satisfied. It will take him ages, the customer ages, until they are satisfied, and you will lose the market. But here, as a metaphor for the car, you first start with a skill, because here you are trying to solve the problem of the customer. So the problem of the client or the customer is to move from A. So this is the idea, to move from A to B, right? So how can I solve it? How can I solve this problem? So to get a feedback from the customer and to enter the market, you will start with a skateboard. Maybe he's not satisfied at this moment, but you get some feedback. Then the next step, the next phase, you will offer him with an scooter. Then the customer start to be neutral. Then another stage, we will provide him or her with a bicycle, then a motorcycle, then the car. As you can see, in each stage you were entering the market quickly and get feedback quickly from the customer until you reach the full satisfaction and the full happiness. Okay, inspired by this, I will give you an example. If I want to implement a mobile app for children magazine with age of 6 to 8 years old, what I will do, I will start with one paper, like a paper, one paper, one page, where we have a story, puzzles, and rewards. Just one page, one paper. Then the next iteration, the next sprint, we will add on top of the first paper an interview with a child, a story written by a child. Then in the iteration 3, we add another paper, drawing by a child, and information, a profile for children. Then in iteration 30, we will develop the web app and the mobile app. After iteration 30, what will happen during this time? You will get the feedback, you will co-create the content with the customer until you reach the stage when you productize a mobile app or a web app. So this is how Agile works. Okay, usually, in the software world, there are always buzzwords coming here and there. One of these buzzwords was the minimum viable product. And for me, when I heard about a minimum viable product, I was enlightened. Wow, minimum viable, what's this terminology? Minimum viable product. So I checked one article. I will share all these articles which I mentioned in this slide, and the next slide and the one after that. I will tell you how they describe it. And by the way, it was coined maybe in 2001 by Frank Robinson and popularized by Eric Reyes, I don't know how to spell it, the founder of the Lean Startup methodology. So according to them, MVP is the version of a new product that allows the team to gather maximum amount of proven customer knowledge with the least amount of effort. But this concept it starts to be a source of confusion and conflict between inside the project, because everyone define it in a different way. Someone is saying it is a prototype, we just want to deliver it and to get opinion. Some others, they consider it production ready, and start to be a source of friction and conflict between inside the project. And accordingly, so what I invite you here, not to be attached with anything which I will tell you, or you read it in any book, or you watch it in any video. I invite you to open your gaze and to open a window that whatever you hear, whatever you read, is not like final. It is subject to change. Because of that, I am telling you our ideas have expiry date. So even the author of this idea might change it after 1 year or 2 years, or you might change it yourself. Because of that, I checked like the concept of minimum viable product. It has evolved. It is evolved. For example, Henrik, this is another article. I will share it with you in the comments in the description of the YouTube video, the video on YouTube. They start to talk about earliest testable product, then earliest usable product, and earliest lovable product. Here, I like this idea. I like that it is earliest testable product, that you can test, get some idea, and get feedback, and then you productize it. Another article, they talked about earliest testable product, earliest sellable product, and earliest lovable product. I like this one. I like this one. So first, when you deliver something testable, you get feedback from a set of customers, then you have data, you productize it, it is sellable, you can get some revenues out of it. Then you had another different iteration, you will have different iterations with a new set of customers, with a mass set of customers, you get feedback from them, you get data, you productize it further, and then you reach the earliest lovable product. So this is the approach. I hope these concepts are clear to you. Then I will go back to the why I call it agile mindset. Yeah, you can say it is a way for project management of software project. It is like a project management tool. Someone could claim that it is a project management tool or way of work, project management way of working for software projects. But I can say it is applicable to any project. And again, it is a mindset. But how? Let me give you an example. Now, many authors of the books, they start to develop their book incrementally. Instead of waiting 1 to 2 years to deliver a book, they start to deliver it, to chip it into pieces. Like if the book has, let's say, 8 chapters, they deliver in 1 to 2 months the first chapter, and they get feedback. They iterate it, they improve it based on the feedback, and then they create the next chapter, and so on. Within 6 months, 1 year, they will have a complete book ready for the mass user, for mass production. For me, for example, I give you an example that my manager asked me for a report or a presentation, which consists of 10 pages. Instead of waiting 1 to 2 weeks until I deliver the report, what I did, I delivered first page after 1 day, just to get his opinion. Is it good? This is what he's expecting from me. He gave me some feedback here and there, and I fixed it, and I created another 2-3 pages, then get his opinion. And I developed it in 1 week. He was happy during the time that I'm taking actions. At the same time, I improved the document and the report according to his expectation. Not after 1 week or 2 weeks, then I need to revert many things back. It might take me another 2 weeks. And then it can be applied to our ideas, even the ideas. For example, I will give you an example. I offered a training 2 months back. I just had the idea at that time. I created the framework for the training, just some ideas, and then I build it incrementally. With the clients themselves. I co-created step by step with them. So even our ideas can be developed, and you can chip it, step by step, incrementally, step by step, until it is a mature idea. So now I will call for action. But before that, I would like to conclude that now, is it clear for you that Agile is a mindset, not only a project tool, a project management tool, or project management way of working? Is it, or framework? Is it clear for you? Are you convinced? I hope you are convinced. If you are not convinced, please join us in the Software Professional Jumpstart course and the other UNovel courses, which will be coming soon in the early next year. But now I will ask you, because I will keep saying in all my videos, in all my training, that knowledge, learning is actionable knowledge. So now, after you watched all this video and you reach this moment, what did you learn? What actions you will take? So let me ask one by one. What's the first action? What's the second action? And maybe what's the third action you will take immediately after you close this video? Maybe the fourth action also. Who knows? But you need to take at least one action. And here I reached the stage to conclude this video. And I would like to thank you. And please stay tuned for the other videos. And please stay tuned to for our training courses, especially the Software Professional Jumpstart. And please register and join us in the Software Professional Jumpstart. Bye.